What's good, Raider Nation? It's your boy G underscore Money Raiders, aka Gaming, coming to you with another edition of my take. So look, what a hell of a game this Monday night it was for our Raiders. I'm sorry I didn't come in and give you a content on Tuesday. I didn't wake up until late because, like I told y'all, I don't get off of work until 2:30 in the morning, and I don't get home till about 3 something in the morning. So without further ado, I'm gonna just give you my commentating on the offense, the defense, and special teams. All right, that's how I normally do it. You guys know that's my format of my channel. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down there. Let me know what you think of going forward, how the team is going to look. So without further ado, let's just get into it with the offense. So on the offensive end on the offensive end, we took a hit big time. We took a hit big time with Denzelle Good being gone for the season with the ACL. Um, for the most part, the offensive line itself came in considered it's a new line. I understand, you know, some of the guys were here last year. Denzel and Richie and Colton were here last year, but for the most part, you guys, we all know that, hey, it's a fairly new and young offensive line, all right? But we still had people come in and, didn't miss a beat. So we got Simpson and another guy named Imoriso or whatever it is. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jack up his name, but you know who I'm talking about. They still came in, and in the second half, as you've seen, um, came in and did a great job. Because in the first half, man, they weren't on beat. Um, I love the third down play with Marcus Mariota, but in the end, he ended up getting hurt as well, and I can tell he got hurt when he landed on the ground on that play when he ran for that 31-yard run. So we gotta evaluate that. So that's going to hurt some of the packages that Gruden wanted to use with Mariota. Because I believe what Gruden's trying to do is use Mariota as a way of getting draft picks. So you design plays and stuff to get teams to see him so that if they need him, his services, they can get draft picks for him. That's my opinion. So, but it's sorry that hopefully he's okay. He won't be out too long. But the way he was talking, it didn't sound good. So, with those two guys on offense getting hurt, maybe it's time we got to go out and get, another offensive lineman to kind of come in and help get things together for the team. Next thing I saw, offense. Well, let me say it like this: Waller is our number one receiver. I know he's a tight end, but I mean, to me, no one says that about Kansas City when it comes to Kelsey, or Kels, whatever. How do you pronounce his name? I understand that Mahomes get the ball to everybody else, but who does he always throw to? It's no different to me. Ruggs got into the game. I just feel like because they were off in the beginning, they didn't really get a chance to really get him in like the way they wanted to. If you notice in the second half, he caught a cramp in the game, which hindered that. But, to me, I think it's time for us to, do more play designs for slants with Ruggs. That will greater his chances of getting touches. So Hunter Renfrow was Hunter Renfrow. I mean, he came through big on a few third down plays as usual. But for them to get the ball, to target Waller the way they did with the 19 targets and he got 10 receptions, although I still was kind of like had to shake a head when he missed that pass, but that one where he was with the two defenders in between, he tried to grab it with one hand. Other than that, I can't really complain about Waller. I mean, he is the man. Plain and simple. Matchup nightmare. The running game didn't go as well as we wanted it to because, Josh Jacobs was hurt. I don't know if it's turf toe or if it's an ankle. You had King and Drake, had a lingering injury as well. Part of that to me is, like if you're an old school guy like me, check out the beard. You know that the way they practiced back in the day, they had 2-a-days. And with practicing with 2-a-days, that gave the body enough time to, like go through the rigorousness of playing and, getting those muscles to be able to take hits continuously, run continuously, sweat continuously. So it gave your body time to adjust uh, to go through the season. And without those guys not playing any preseason games to develop any kind of cohesiveness, I mean, I get that you're trying to save people for the season, but if you look at what happened right now, you lost people for the season regardless. So I know Joe McCoy was the one, but we'll get to that in the defense in a minute, who played. But, to me, you need to have your team, as they were saying, running on point in the beginning of the game, because you started off great. You had it down there after the Mariota run, and then you turn around and miscue with Waller, fumble. Well, I'm not going to say fumble. I'm going to say bad snap. So what looked like promising on your drive looked like you're going to go down for a touchdown, but you ended up, or even getting 3 points, you get nothing and you punt the ball away. So that being said, you got to look at it from the perspective of that first half. Yeah, it didn't go our way, but we still hung in there due to the fact that, we didn't play anybody in the preseason. We used the offseason to play against the Rams as a way of trying to get our team together. And then on one of those days, you didn't even finish because the fight broke out. So hopefully we'll get Richie Cognito back this week against the Steelers. So that'll help out with depth, as far as that goes. And I'm kind of like shaking my head on him as well, because with him being injured, it makes it, kind of like, and, he's up there in age. What, he's 37, 38, that's a beat up body when you're talking about football. So with that being said, I love how the way eventually they end up getting Edwards into the game, which didn't come to the fourth quarter, basically. When you were down by 3 and 37 seconds left, you got 2 plays to him. Boom, boom, in field goal range. Bam, tie the game up. So my deal is, when it comes to Derek Carr now, I don't have a problem with Derek Carr. I like Derek Carr because in this league, you need a quarterback to get your team to the playoffs, to the chip, And the only problem that I have with Derek Carr is I just always feel like with the Raiders team in itself, because it's not just Derek Carr, but if you look at and go back in history with the Raider team itself, third down efficiency has always been their Achilles heel. And whether it be on offense or defense, it's always been third down has always been the problem. So when you consistently are able to, keep drives going, that to me shows a sign of a good football team that can keep going and, get into the red zone and get 7s instead of 3s. So for the offense, I'm gonna give the offense a B+ because of the fact of the matter of, you were out of sync in the first 2 quarters, and it took you 2 quarters just to get in sync. So kudos to the offense. I'll give you that. I like what I saw with Kenyan Drake because in that fourth quarter, his block when, in overtime to get Zay Jones that ball was key to me. That was pivotal. So hopefully we'll get Josh Jacobs back because I know he's also ailing with either an ankle injury or a turf toe. I don't know. The way these guys, talk about injuries on the sports channels kills me because you don't know where they're getting their sources from and, how the way they go about saying stuff. So I don't know. I just kind of have to wait for the coach to come out and say, hey, this is what's going on with this person, and this is what's going on with this person, and this is just how it is. So I don't know. But on to the defense. I am so proud of the defense, except for one series. The defense itself, Max Crosby was beasting. Yannick was beasting. Our defensive tackles, to me, were doing well, but that wasn't until the second half. Where I'm mad at the defense only on one situation, and that was on that 4th and 1, how the way they didn't stack the line up to me, to make sure that they couldn't get on another first down again on 4th and 1. But you noticed on the play that KJ Wright ended up getting Latavius Murray, and they stopped him on 4th down. You notice that time they were ready for that play up, up the middle run. So sacks came at pivotal times. Both teams gave up 3 sacks, but our sacks came at pivotal times with turnovers, which gave us points on the board. Whereas our turnovers didn't result in our sacks, or didn't result into any turnovers to get the Ravens to score. I'm giving the defense straight props because, number one, you gave up 14 points in the first half and then 13 after that. So to me, that's a sign of a defense that's running, flying, getting to their spots, doing what they're supposed to do. You get key turnovers. You get Max getting pressure. I like how the way they adjusted in the second half against Lamar, because in the first half when they were doing it, the way they were containing him, the ends were going too far up in my book. They needed to, in order to contain Lamar, you need to curl him, curl it in some. So when they curled it in more, that's when you start seeing them getting to him, and he just wasn't really breaking out and running like that. So the only time that they really got us was that long run in the second half that set them up for the 27, for them to go for the field goal to make them go up 27. That was a long time, and I just think what that was is one of the D linemen, the defensive tackles, was out of position. But I could be wrong, but I could have swore I saw one of those guys were out of position, and that's how he ended up, juking and faking. So kudos to Jeffries. I think that's what his name is, number 77, for that fumble there. And then kudos to Nassib for getting the second fumble, which we both got scores, which helped us get our scores to keep us in that game. For the most part, the defense to me gets an A-, only due to the fact that I'm giving them an A- because of the fact of them on that first 4th down, they gave up the touchdown to the running back. And to me, that they're staple for going to run the ball. And to me, you should have been more ready for that. But other than that, if they hadn't have gave up that, I would have been giving them A+ across the board, because they did what they needed to do to get the ball back to the offense. And that's the whole key point of the defense, is getting the ball back to your offense on the short field, or just getting the ball back to your offense so that you can do what you need to do to score and give your offense a second chance. Special teams. Man, I'm going to get Carlson mad credit for the field goal. Now, I'm going to give him also bad credit for not being out there on time for us to take the delay game. It didn't hurt us. It helped us, because that's how, on the delay game, we ended up getting they did the zero coverage and getting the ball to Zay, game over. So, he did kick that 55-yard field goal to tie it up at 27. And I'm very, very proud of this team all together at how the way they came about, and not letting the old school Raider adversity, getting down there and thinking we won the game, with Brian Edwards catch, but he was down at the 1 and then try to quarterback sneak it. And then that didn't work, which I believe you should have just given the ball either to Josh Jacobs or Kenyon Drake on the first one to jump over. But I understand that, you didn't have a healthy Josh to be able to do that on. So then on the second play, what happened? You do a false start. Come on, man. Leatherwood, you got to be better than that. I know you're a rookie. I'm going to give you a pass on it, but you got to be better than that. And then Snead, I don't understand. I mean, partial of it, like, Derek did throw some heat on that ball, which he didn't need to, but I understand the pressure was coming on him, so he was trying to get the ball out as fast as possible. But Snead, you've been in the league long enough to know how to get your hands ready. I believe you need to be working with Derek a little bit more to get your timing down with Derek so you don't have a situation like that happen. So, Derek's interception really didn't hurt us because, as we all know, in the end, our defense got the sack and, kept them from winning the game. So kudos to the team altogether with those grades. I'm going to give the team itself an A- for coming out. Could have, packed it in when they went down 14-0 to this Ravens team. And, our defense, had to go against Lamar Jackson. And like I say, Lamar Jackson, when your defense has to go against a guy like Lamar Jackson, he's not your regular standard drop back, stay in the pocket quarterback. You have to really fill your gaps and really be disciplined at what you do to get to him because that guy is elusive. I had one of my guys at work, he and I were going back and forth because he was a Baltimore Ravens fan, and we were going back and forth with each other on that game. But in the end, he gave kudos to the Raiders and kudos to Max Crosby because I can't give enough kudos to him. So hopefully this week, going against the Steelers, we get Richie and Cleve Farrell back because we're going to need Cleve Farrell now that Yannick is down with an injury. So with that being said, Raider Nation, let's get ready for these Steelers in Pittsburgh. And hopefully what ends up happening, we come with a W in this game. And our offense starts off much, much better than what they did in this last game. So let's hope in the practices that we end up doing and during the week, we get prepared for the short week. Because, we're playing on Sunday early in the morning, or at my time, since I'm on the East Coast, it's at 1 o'clock. So, all right, Raider Nation, don't forget, like, subscribe, and comment to your boy's page. I'm going to keep bringing you the content like I promised. I'm here now giving you that content. So let's keep our nation going. Let's keep it all going. And don't forget, we the best in this business, and we want to see this team do best. All right? Peace out, Raider Nation.